I know I said I wasn't going to worry about putting something over this. Ended up disconnecting one of the tiny little wires. And then if I need to thin it out, I'll thin it out. Well, I think that looks a lot nicer. What do you guys think? Okay, so trying to put these decals on. Thought I'd start with all the little phaser turrets. They don't give you a single extra one with this. I don't know how old this kit is, but these aren't great. 3 out of 4 of these cracked and split away. I managed to get these ones pretty much down. A couple of them split, but I lined them up and pushed them together. Like right here, you gotta look pretty closely at it. So 4 out of 5 of these guys, I don't have an extra one. So if I paint one, I might as well paint all of them. I think I can do an okay job painting them. I may not be able to get the little red outline, but I'm painting them. I'm using this stuff, micro set, micro sol, but it's not helping. Some of them didn't even want to separate from the paper after soaking in the water for so long. And it looks like there's one there on my little pad there. So yeah, I guess I did have 2 of those on. But so I guess I'll try repainting it. Hopefully these pen ones go on good, and the registry, hopefully those ones work out. Those ones are the kind of most important ones. Don't know if I'm gonna, well, yeah, I guess I'll put these ones on, or I'll try anyway. I'm not using that goes on the dish, that goes on around the bridge, but for the other bridge. So we got all these, but one is a different color, which I think is weird. So we got 6 of them, but it's not even consistent with the color. This last one here is much darker than the rest. Weird. So I don't think I'm gonna end up using those either. I already painted them yellow anyways, and I think I actually got that yellow color pretty decently. And that was before I even looked at this. I used to mix colors for silk screening t-shirts when I lived in Toronto 30 years ago. Alright, let me see if I can get these pennants here. I just about cut right through the pinstripes there. When I opened this kit, like 7 or 8 months ago, I misplaced the instruction sheet, but I've looked up some reference pictures. Brush micro set on the model where the decal is to be applied. See, it's split and it's flowing around on the freaking sheet there. This is not very cool at all. Come on. Believe it or not, that's in about 8 pieces. That's terrible. Okay. So normally what I would do when I'm applying decals is I would try to do the other side right away, grab this and totally wreck it. But I'm not going to do that this time. This time I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to wait for it to dry and not touch it at all. And then we'll see if that works out better for me. Alright, here's the other side. Stick it in the water. Hopefully it doesn't crack and split like the other one did. That made it very difficult. Okay, so I got it right under these 2 double ones. So I can already see that it's cracking at the end there, but only there. So it's possible that I might be able to get most of it on there. without too much trouble. Let's see. See how much of it breaks off when I pull this out. Just the end. Probably lost about that much of the other one. So I'll be good with that. Oh, that's a relief. I really had a problem with that one on the other side. Okay, what's next? Alright, let's get the name on. Go with the USS Excelsior NCC 2000. Custom decals and a custom registry would have been nice for this, but it's not really something that is within my financial means. I know the decal sheets aren't that expensive, but I've looked and I've priced it out, and it's the cost of the shipping that dings me. If I was to buy a set of decals for $25-30, it would end up costing me $60 or $70 because of the shipping, and I simply can't afford to pay double for something that can simply be slipped into an envelope and shoved in the mailbox. So we're going with just the standard ones. Hopefully they don't split and crack. Just trying to decide where to put it. And this one's probably supposed to go right under it, but I got the phaser strip there, so it's gonna have to go down here. Never took that into account. It's gonna look weird. It's not the same radius. That's not bad. Okay, rub the paint a little bit there, but whatevs, man. Whatevs. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Fix all of it. Show you. Excelsior. NCC 2Gs. Go. Well, that'll do. That'll do. Where's me brush go? There's me little brush. They're always after me little brush. Okay, well, you know, there. And CC 2Gs. Blobbies there. I gotta stop looking at it. Yeah, make some paint for that one. Well, it'll do. Lost a bit there. Alright, let's get this bad boy in place. Not really sure where that one's supposed to go. Got a 3D model of it here. Doesn't show on the bottom. Bottom shows that right in there. Although I may have used the wrong one. But no, it's got the big one on the top. Okay. A little smaller, but it doesn't show USS Excelsior for the bottom. The shape of this makes me think it would be like this, but you can't put it there. Put that aside for now. Let's get this guy in the water. Can I get a wetness? I said, can I get a wetness? Okay, not sure if I want it right on the panel line. That's centered enough for this guy. I haven't figured out where these wiggly ones are supposed to go. I don't have a lot of confidence that this isn't gonna crack and split. I might be better off to just cut it in half. Yeah, a little bit of an ugly paint right there. Not like this model's going to Wonderfest. Not like I could ever go to Wonderfest anyways. Alright, we got one split. Not bad, I got it on there in 2 pieces. Hopefully I can move it around and line it up. get a little water underneath this one if I can. Every time I touch it, it just snaps. I lost that little piece. This might have been easier to just paint a line. Just trying to get it straight is next to impossible because you can't pull it tight. The slightest amount of tension. So, see if I can recover this little end piece here. Nope. That's stuck. Now I have to get rid of it. Okay, well, it's not super straight, but it's better than I expected. It'll do. It'll do. Ah. It was perfectly straight until the end there. Come on. Okay, I'm not touching it except to cut this off. Okay, that one worked out a little better. It's also, yeah. Okay, it's not as straight as I thought. No, I gotta try to move it a little bit.
Three weeks later.
Okay. That'll do for that one. What's next? Okay, so I guess this one goes along that edge right there. But I painted a dark gray obsidian stripe. So I don't think I'm going to use this one. And I don't want to deal with that anyways. No, thank you. These are the center bands. Go around the saucer. Not sure if my window rows are even enough. Half of this shit's gonna just end up sitting on top of my windows. Maybe I can mask it and do some light paint. I'll try these pinstripes. My phaser strip might force me to relocate this. Well, it did, yeah. I had to move that, so I don't know. Might not be the same radius. I'll just fit it in where it fits best. So we got a couple of sets of these red stripes. Some are going to be for the top, some are going to be for the bottom. Okay, so we got a da-da-da, and we got a da-da-da. I hope this is one piece. Okay, oh, phew. I'm so glad it's not two separate thin little stripes. So this might not be as bad as I think it will. I can't put it where it's supposed to go. I put a phaser strip there. If I had been thinking ahead and planned for the decals, I would have put the phaser strip on this line, because that's supposed to go right there. I wonder if I can get it on either side of the phaser strip. It's gonna end up sitting on top of it. This part will look different. So that means my mind said, that's too easy. You gotta figure out a way to make it more difficult. Right after I said I was relieved that it was in one piece, I cut it into two pieces because I want it to be on either side, but I don't want the clear piece on top of my phaser strip there. So kind of try to kind of put it down where I want to get it going on a I had this problem with the phaser turrets. See where the paper's still bright here. Doesn't soak up, and then the decal won't separate from the paper. I ended up losing my little phaser turrets because of that. I was able to manually peel a couple off. No, it would not separate. get it much better than that. It's messing up my paint. I know that I'm supposed to clear coat it before applying the decals, but I live in an apartment and it's winter here, winter AF, and I just can't paint with the clear coat in here. The only stuff I have is spray can. I don't have any clear coat for the airbrush. So it is what it is. I'll just touch it up later. Same problem again. Light colored paper there. For some reason, part of the paper isn't soaking the water up, and it already cracked. Gonna end up losing that much of this piece. Nice. Okay, well, forget this. This is terrible. One last one. I'll try this big decorative one here. Yeah, well, that one is there. Looks like it might end up overlapping. I wish it was a different color. Doesn't really go with what I got there. Hey, look at that. Much better. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use that. I'll make some masks with tape or maybe vinyl. I got some vinyl kicking around. Hey, all I did was wreck my paint. Tune in next year for part 687 of the Excelsior Refit and Upgrade. That was a major waste of time. Alright, so we got a NCC 2000 right there. Get 4 of them. I don't think I'm gonna put them on the inside of the nacelles. I'm just gonna put them on the outside. Oh, come on. Okay, well, that's as good as that one's gonna be. That one went on without breaking. Sure, I can manage to break it by trying to move it though. Any gamblers out there? Got any takers? Place your bets now. I should have made this video series a drinking game. And every time I make a mistake, you guys could get loaded. Oh. See if I can get these pinstripes on the bottom, I guess. This side, my phaser strip that I added won't be in the way, so there's no need for me to separate this one. So I might be successful here. Now this one seems like it should be in this part. I'm guessing this one should have went right here. Well, it shows it right on the panel line, but I didn't want it to be there. So if I put this here, it's gonna come right up to there. I want it to be here. Okay, I'm not gonna use that. Pretty sure that those are supposed to go in there. Maybe it goes right here. It's not gonna show up there. It'll show up here though. Yeah, I'll stick it there. It don't matter. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Like that. Okay, nope. They're just too crispy, man. Got this little gray detail. Too bad I didn't have two of them. It'd be something good to put here. Oh, just thought of something. We'll cut this right in half. Alright, I just thought of this. The OG Enterprise got these L-shaped decals, sort of an outline on either side of the impulse section there. There, that's an easy one. Okay. Okay, so we got the NX 2000. We're not using that. I'm not gonna put this on the. This is meant to go on the deflector dish there. I don't think I'm gonna put that on. I like it the way it is. I got this one. I'm thinking right here. Why not? I'll make it fit. Okay, well, I think that's about all I'm gonna do to it. I know I've said that many times. But this time I mean it. Okay, it's on the base. It's wired in, hooked up. There's just one more thing to do. So, made this out of a old piece of a Subway gift card. It would have been nice if this was the button, but not that good yet. Look at that. Excelsior. Okay, shuttle bay. There's a couple little light leaks here and there, like under my shuttle bay. I guess I can throw some putty in there. Not as bright on this side because this is where I got the light for that little shuttle coming out. Which one of these phaser turrets do you guys think I painted? Because I decided to only paint the one that was missing. It's that one. It's that one right there. And I had to paint all four of those bottom ones. Let's take a look at the tail. USS Excelsior. That one didn't get on there as nice as I would have liked. Cracked up and broke, but it's there. It's not bad. So let's go see what it looks like in space.